Hi guys, welcome to another ALCI video. We have ALCI ArcoLinux Calamares installer. Basically, grab the ArcoLinux ISO, put Calamares on there, and bam, we have a graphical installation tool. What I'm doing now is visiting different ArcoLinux systems and see if we can build an ALCI on those. So ArcoLinux, yes. ArcoLinux, yes. EndeavourOS, yes. RebornOS, yes. So next up is Garuda Linux. I know already works. I mean, I've put the icon there already, the logo, but I should make a video about it. So Garuda XFC Linux TKJ BMQ, that's the one I've downloaded. That's the one I'm going to boot up with. And full screen we go. And in here we press enter. If you're wondering what all that was a long name, then maybe because this has a long load time, we can go to Ctrl-Alt-E, tweak tool, and we have a little shop. Here's a little shop, and if we activate the Chaotix repo, which is now there and available, then, there he is. Then, if we do Ctrl-Alt-T, and we do sudo pacman -s, and I really need to make this much bigger, my terminal. Here he is. And then tap, we have this amount, 295 Linux kernels available for installation. Still have to figure out myself what all this is, but it's the TKJ. Well, let's start with the ones we know, right? The Linux kernel, the Linux hardened, Linux LTS, Linux Zen is here. Maybe you've heard already of Linux Xenmods as well. And then a bunch of TKJs, all referencing to something specific that we should learn about. Anything, well, we have to figure that out. So a lot of Linux kernels that are available, and you just saw one. I think it was the TKJ BMQ. We'll see now. When we boot up, we have the TKJ BMQ. Let's make this bigger. Well, so it's indeed that one that we've loaded up. And it's not a surprise if you keep digging, if you're gonna dig into who's creating this particular distro, then you'll find that he's also the maintainer of Celtic AOR. So he's using the machinery, the service of Celtic AOR to build his packages, and everything is available. But so can we. So we can use those as well. All right. Getting to, can we run ALCI? That's why we're here. Can we run ALCI on Garuda Linux? Is it Arch? Ctrl-Alt-T. Sudo pacman, if that's gonna work, right? It's Arch. Oops, there we go again. Keywords. Now, this is still very much a virtual machine. I could actually do it in here because I believe they gave us 10 GB of cow space, which is more than enough to actually not install Garuda Linux. But let's install it anyway, because there is something, well, worth noticing. So let's make sure we have a pacman, right? This is Arch, and I've already checked Arch ISO is the correct version and all that, so that's no issue. We can install it. And here you have the reference to Celtic AOR. So let's install it, right? Install Garuda Linux. And this is why. Maybe you recognize the application, right? Calamares 3.2.36, and then a Git version, Git push version. Okay, and if we go, well, me personally, I don't like it that Calamares is going to push myself to use my own language. I rather use my American English language. And then next. Paris, click. Yes, bingo. Next. And then Belgium, here we are. Azerty, check. Erase disk, same drop down of course, swap to file. That's not gonna work, or as they say, that's not gonna fly. Voila. And off it goes. Install now. We wait for everything to install, and then we are going to try to install ALCI, which you will see will work just fine. Alright guys, we've put it up again. Forgot to start the recording, but oh, that's my own thing. Control T, that's their thing, right? Garuda. Sign here. And we're going to install ALCI. So this is Control T. If I press it again, it's going to be there. It's the drop-down terminal. I rather have one that sticks so you can see what I'm doing. Like that. So we're here to try and install ALCI. This is my second video, second trial. So last time everything was frozen, and they do say it, don't install this in VirtualBox. And they're probably right, but I'm gonna try again on VirtualBox to install this particular ALCI dev version. Control C. Gonna paste it in here. Control Shift V. And off it goes. Suddenly we have all the code we need to build an ISO that we can do anything with. Anything you want to have on your future system, you can build it in this ISO. All right, now I'm gonna do my thing with it, but there is a procedure, right? If this is the first time you're gonna use it, then read this, read the text, and watch lots of videos, and then suddenly say, oh, it's that easy, right? You have to wrap your head around how to build on your own ISO. So the README is interesting, the Arch ISO and README is here, but it's all about versions. Is indeed the correct Arch ISO version installed, which means I do a sudo pacman -s arch ISO. That's not Arch ISO. Anyway, I'll continue. ISO like this. Version 51-1. That's exactly the correct version that we have in here in the Arch ISO MD. Were some errors from servers, but that's not due to anything Garuda did. I mean, it's just ArcoLinux servers that are up to date or not up to date or down, whatever. So that's cool. We have our Arch ISO there. This is Garuda, right? Obviously, they don't have the keys for ArcoLinux. What they do have is the key for Chaotic. If you haven't seen that prior, let's do this again. And here it is. Chaotic AOR is up to date. It's there. I don't need to put the keys in because the keys are here. So it's just number one that I need to run and get the ArcoLinux keys in. That's not going to happen here. Right mouse click, open terminal 1. And off it goes, getting all the keys from core members and myself in. Done. So now Pacman knows, hey, there are the keys from the ArcoLinux guys, and there are the packages via the mirrors, and everything is set to go. Chaotic is already okay. There is one thing that gives you full freedom, and that's your own personal local repo. And there is an example here. So Control C, go to your home directory, Control V. Of course, the idea is not to keep it calling example, but just ALCI local repo, because that's what's in the pacman.conf. And what we have put in here is just a folder with nice wallpapers, Nemesis wallpapers. Since this machine is something completely different, we're gonna update the database. That's it. Don't forget to do that. And then you go back up ALCI ISO dev. This we have a copy. This is ready to be started. We can put the terminal already there. We can press number 30. That's done as well. But before you build, you might want to have a look at the Arch ISO. What would you want to have on your system? What packages would you like to have? This is all coming from ArcISO. We didn't change anything, right? Everything above comes from ArcISO Relang. So we want to have a pretty standard ArcoLinux. But then, of course, then you think, would be nice if we would have already SDM there. It would be nice if we had already Xorg and Xorg apps. And if, wow, why not install XFC, XFC4 or Mate or BSPWM, and you just keep on adding to the list. And that's what you do here. You add stuff from ArcoLinux, the wallpapers, you add stuff from Chaotic, then you add stuff from Xcursor Suite here, that's coming from Chaotic, and so on. Nemesis wallpapers is from our local repo, and then enter, enter. GIMP would be nice. Wow, why not Inkscape? And you keep on adding, as long as they're an ArcoLinux or ArcoLinux or Chaotic or your local repo, it's fine. It will build and it will be on your ISO, basically on your future system. We do have some problems with squareroot.net here, a particular server that's down, but you'll find something. Squareroot.net has problems for sure. Not sure how I should change my mirrors here, but let's have a look if there is an application or something, some kind of application to change the mirrors, because I definitely need to try to get me another mirror. This is not good. The question is where, right? There was an app greeting me, a welcome app maybe, Garuda welcome. Assistant settings, Garuda boot options, partition, time shift, links, wiki for Telegram and so on. Not really. Garuda assistant, maybe. Garuda settings manager, gamer. Let's try. This is just the systemctl. Don't want to diminish anything by the word just there. I want to have the mirror. HRFS is here, start balancing, enable HDI, interesting for people, privacy, HBlock, we've got our own HBlock thingy. Yeah, you gotta have it if you want to go to the internet, right? So let's see if we can have a Control-C, stop this thing, reflector or something. There is reflector simple. Ah yeah, remember they have this little application that shows you this. Now it's a bad idea to add Belgium. Belgium is bad for me, but it can be part of. Basically the only one I need is Uzbek, but okay. Let's see Germany, and then maybe, yeah, let's do that, Germany. Let's see. Okay. Yeah, reflector is what it is. A few versions back it became a little bit slower. We're halfway. Okay, this is my new mirror list here. And we're going to go to NetColonia. Alright, curl. Fine. And let's curl do the work. Square, still square root. How's that possible? rsync not supported, he says. Or disabled. Alright, no, yes, no, no, yes. Control C. Let's go for sudo nano etc pacman. It's always better to do the work yourself, right? Mirror list. Nano is not known. Sudo pacman -s nano. Okay, but it's in. It's in. Or error messages, but it's in. All right, we're in. This one is rubbish, 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 rubbish. I'm looking for Uzbek. Where are you, Uzbek? Uzbek, I do love you so much. Okay. Control Q, X, yes, save. And Osbeck rules the waves. Kzoom. Downloading from Osbeck. All right, we're building. And the end result is, of course, an ISO. It's going to be in your home folder, and it's going to be called ALCI ISO dev. Dev stands for development, but also for desktop, because you end up in this particular setup, right? You end up with XFCE. Some wallpapers from us, some wallpapers from the local repo, and a cursor. But hey, you can add thousands of packages to it. I guess we better put it on pause. I totally forgot about this in this video. I'm making several computers, you know, so. All right, let's finish this. Going back in. And the ISO is there already. No, it's not. We need to have an update. The Xorizo user lib libc 6, probably another version again, not found, required by. And I suppose we have a lot to update. Let's do a sudo pacman -syuu. Voila. Okay. How much gigabyte will it cost me? Poof. 440 megabyte. That's still okay. And you'll see if you update everything, the last version, then ArcoISO also has all the dependencies and all the right versions, it seems, because dependencies did come in, but it's not really ArcoISO, it's Xorizo, I think it was called. Yeah, you can't scroll up in this particular terminal. You go to preferences and you scroll on output, put it out, and then you can scroll up. So just want to show you, Xorizo is the one responsible for creating the ISO, and we need to have another version. All right, updating and saving here, pausing the video. All right, let's do this. There's something wrong with the chaotic mirror list, and we know we've seen a lot of updates coming past these days, so they're making all kinds of changes to their mirror list in the package. So it needs to be installed again. I've downloaded again better, and there it is, first line, and now we can do everything else. Pausing again. All right, I've updated my system, and what do we do after an update? We reboot. And I think this is called Plymouth, or maybe a splash screen, I don't know. But we have to wait for it. Okay, click. Now with the kernel again, tkj pq. Would be nice if we find some kind of overview, what's necessary. It seems to point to names of CPUs, but would be grand if we find some kind of overview. What is what for what? Okay, I am inside the installation script, so I can actually just run it again. Now, this would be wrong from me. Eric, this would be wrong. What's the difference between 30 and 40? 30 is deleting the cache again, the var cache there for pacman, and 40 is keeping it. So you have a faster creation and then no download of the packages. So less bandwidth usage. So at this point in time, a 40 is more interesting and faster. There. Aha. Efficiency, right? Now first he's gonna clean everything up. The build scripts folder is now gone, and boom. As you see, everything is downloaded already, so he's proceeding with the installation. And then the 4 lines where you should be really worried. Checking keys and keyring, checking integrity, and there's the key again. Yeah, or keys clash together. My key on ArcoLinux and his key on Chaotic, and that's gonna clash for sure. But I guess it's gonna be downloaded now. The correct one. There we have it. You see the line there? Chaotic mirror list. We both have the same package. With one is signed with my key and the other one is signed with his key. So there can only be one, right, with a proper signature. But Bachman resolves that. Now if it goes building again, let's pause. Let's check it out. Is it finished? And it's still writing. So yes, it's finished. So we needed to install this chorizo thing and everything is fine. So this video can go underneath this procedure here that we can actually build ALCI on Garuda. Almost done. Not gonna wait. All right, cheers.